Hey Dwayne, nice job here. Yeah, it looks like you own the place pretty much, huh? So anyway, yeah, I just think a few little changes it's going to really, really make a big difference. So the first thing I would suggest is make the icons on the map a lot bigger. It's okay to have them small here because then they refer to what's on the map, but make these a lot bigger because you have plenty of negative space everywhere. So that would be the first suggestion. I would not use this shade of blue. It's a little bit saturated and it looks like that link color on the web. So I'd either make it darker or, you know, or try even, you could even try like a red or something and see what that looks like. This is just a really tough color. I probably would not use all the strokes on the text here either. And I would move Atlanta down a little bit and I'd make Georgia smaller and I'd put it up closer over here. It'll just have a little bit, it'll create a little bit more unity. You've got some typos someplace. Oh, like this is a little bit of a typo. So be sure to really work on that. Another thing I would suggest is, just use a little bit of rotation to get these centered in the middle so it really looks professional, because you really do want to use this for your portfolio. Another thing would be to use a simple sans serif font like Arial or Helvetica for the small street names, and also for these names here. This font looks good when it's larger, but when you use a kind of a fancier font for smaller text, it just makes it really hard to see. I would remove the underlines for the smaller. I'd keep it for the legend. I'd remove it for these, and I would move the attractions down closer. And if you get rid of this line, because this is just too close, these don't need to be that big either. So I would make them a little bit smaller. I wouldn't use a gradient because it doesn't really add anything, and gradients are mostly used for shading, so that's another thing I would suggest. So I just made a couple changes. I don't know if this is the right font because sometimes my computer just replaces it. So again, just giving a little bit more, and again, since I don't have this font, it's showing up like pink, but I would make the icons, something like this size. I put a red stroke on it. I just think that the blue, I don't know, the blue just is a hard color to deal with. So I would, my preference is red, and I made the stroke bigger to, wider, so it kind of really works to really stand out and really bring your eye to this. And I made Atlanta a little bit bigger, and I took the stroke off again. I would probably work on I don't know for sure if this is the font that you're using, just because of the fact that my computer probably substituted something. So, but again, I wouldn't add those red strokes. Red and this blue color are really, really hard to deal with. I would probably make, and again, if you look at these from last week, you can see this color blue, and then with the white, and it stands out really nicely, and it's nice and clean. You don't want to add too much too much text embellishments, just because it ends up getting kind of cluttery. So again, and I would I would just work on nudging some of this text around so it's a little bit more, and again, you can just use the arrow keys to get it right up in there. It's going to look a little bit more professional, and the reason I say all this is that, design industry is so detail oriented that you really do want to create a strong portfolio piece, because you're really almost there with, with a lot of these, with the main design looks great and your icons look great. Okay, so anyway, if you want to resubmit for more points, you might want to do it before you have to submit it in week 8, but if you submit it sooner and into the same Dropbox, then you can pick up even more points. But overall, I think it looks really great. You just have a little bit of adjustments to do, but overall, probably even take like an hour or something to make some changes. Okay, excuse me. So yeah, so really nice job. You've really come a long way in this class, and you're doing great. Okay.